again, guys, welcome back. This is going to be part 2. We're just going to go ahead and jump right back into this. So, as I was explaining, what we're looking for at this point is the ability to change the skills in which the actor has at this point. So we need to find out how to reset their skills. So we're going to go back up to the actor class here, game actor, and we're going to look through its setup routines. We can say, alright, now I realize that the class has already been initialized, but what we're going to do is we're going to come back through it and we're going to say, we're not going to reset the experience through that method. I actually kind of researched that one a little bit. So here is where it actually, here is actually where we go back through and figure out what skills they should have. So we're going to copy this code and we're going to put that down here in our script and tab it over so that everything stays looking nice. So here is our method for resetting skills. Reset skills to current class, and another comment here saying change class ID. Alright, so now we've changed the skills and we've also changed the class. So the next thing we need to do is, if this class is a much lower class ID number, then we actually need to either lower the current level or raise it based upon that class experience tree. So what we're going to do is we're going to just type in a command here to reset that level, and that is actually already based out of the it's already based off of the class, so we'll actually go back through that now. So we're going to say let's see, reset level to new class, and this one here is going to just say gain experience 0, and we're going to give it a false. Now that is actually just based upon the battle system on whether or not it should return a true or false. If we want to look up that method, we can do that real quick just to show you. But this one here just says, hey, here's the experience to gain, and whether or not you want to show it, that actually calls this method, and that method is right here, and it goes through and says, alright, well, what was my last level? What's my new level? It goes through the experience list, which I actually don't see that it's been reset, so we probably actually need to look at rebuilding the experience list tree as well. So let's go back up here to the setup routine here, and this here says experience list, make experience list, and it goes through and generates the list. So we actually just need to call this method as well, otherwise it's not going to do that right. So we'll do that right before this. So we say make that new list, and then we say go ahead and gain experience with no experience gain, and then it will figure out whether or not you need to gain or lose levels automatically without changing your experience number. So as you change classes, then you don't lose or gain any experience. So that's very important, since you don't want that to be floating around. Okay, so actually I think that's pretty much everything at this point. So this here should actually make that script work the way we expect. So let's go ahead and test it now. So again, what we're expecting is that when we equip weapon ID of 1, that it's going to change our class to ID number 3. Now if we go back into the database and double check this, so let's see, weapons ID number 1, so when we equip the club, then it is going to change our class to class ID number 3, a priest of all the random things. So first things first, what we need to do is make the paladin, which is Ralph, the ability, he already has the ability to equip a club, so that's good. Let's check his starting equipment here, and we need to give him a club. So we're just going to go ahead and make a new event here, and we're just going to have some random guy here, and we're going to have him give him a weapon, and we're going to give him a club, and then we're just going to go ahead and hit alright on that. And so what we'll do is we'll open the menu and we'll do it through there. So what this means though is that if you manually change the equipment through an event call, because we did it on the actor itself, not within the equip scene, then we should be okay. It should always change it. So now we should have received our equipment. So let's go ahead and say equip, and we're going to equip the club. And now if we go back out, now it shows that he is accurately now a priest. So it looks like everything is worked out. And then I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and check whether or not the priest has a special skill name or anything along those lines. Let's see, command name for priest. We'll go ahead and give it a priest, and then we'll give this one here paladin. And we're going to actually do a quick fight here so we can see the difference. So let's go in and find out what enemies we want to fight. We'll just go ahead and trim out one of those slimes so that we only fight one here. Okay? Oh, you know what? We don't have anything to call us a fight. So we're going to give him the club, and then we're just going to call a fight, and then after the fight, then we can go ahead and change the equipment, and then we can fight him again. So we're just going to go ahead and start it up. We're going to talk to him and get the equipment. Now our fight is launching. We're going to go ahead and just kill this guy. Now note here that our skill name is Paladin, which is what we specified in the things there, and that our priest, what's his name here? Well, not going to find out. Bennett. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to change his equipment to club, and there we automatically had the other equipment clear because he can't wear it as this other class. And now we go back in, and we can see now that our class here has changed to priest. And we'll go ahead and fight one more time just to verify, and I think we should be good. So fight, and there we've got it, priest. So the name here, now he's got hill skills. He doesn't have his well, I don't know, I didn't even check that, whether or not the initial skill for the paladin was hill. It's level 4, so he wouldn't have had any skills, but now he does. So shows now that he did actually learn the skills that he was supposed to have. Looks like everything went good there, so that is actually it. So we've gone through, we've created a new class, or I'm sorry, a class changing system. All we did was we created here a module, this module being named equip class. We created a constant with a hash, and that and this hash contains the ID numbers of the class, the weapon we want to equip, and then the class ID. Now, we could have done this in other ways. We could have actually done this as another method. So we could have said self dot weapon to class, and then we give it a weapon ID, and then we could have returned. So we could say case weapon ID, then when 1, return 3, else return nil, and that would have worked as well. So all we would change in our call down here is equip class, and we would have changed this here to a dot, and rather than square brackets, because it's not reading the value, we're actually passing a method argument. So here we pass it the weapon ID, and then we would return the same results and still be able to do it. So it can be done either way. Personally, I actually like this method because then you can see a little bit more plainly, because this here is sometimes confusing, and if you forget to put a close parentheses or something along those lines, then sometimes you end up running into problems. So I'm actually a big fan of doing it through this method, through a method call rather than through a constant, but you can do that however you'd like. So that actually brings us to a close for tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and save this out. We'll go ahead and get this uploaded here in a minute. But again, because I am obviously filling script request here, please feel free to go ahead and submit some script requests. Go ahead and comment on the video, and we can go ahead and try to fill a couple of those. I hope this is informative, because then you can actually see what we were changing, what we were trying to consider, why we were doing that. And then, you know, here we also understood aliasing, how to rename methods so that you can add to them and so on. The hard thing with if you don't alias a method, then what you're doing is you're actually replacing it. And if you're replacing it, you need to obviously include everything that it used to have. But the hard part there is that we don't know who else might also be trying to do the same thing, or that when someone else is aliasing it and their script comes before yours and then you replace it, then you in turn break their script. So it's very important to alias, because it's not only friendly to us, but it's friendly to others as well. So be sure to do that. It's a very good practice. And if you guys have any questions or comments, please go ahead and leave those below, and we'll get back to you. Okay, we'll talk to you guys later.